Moving on to Jacob Phillips, we just talked about him. Moving on to Harrison Bryant, tight end out of Florida Atlantic University.
Where your sister went to school.
Where my sister just graduated from. Woo! Yeah, she sent me a video of him, some highlights when we drafted him.
Oh, nice.
We went to school together.
She's like, that's my school.
Yeah,
Nice, cool.
So I don't know if they know each other.
Probably not.
You actually brought that up, and I was like, I don't know. Text, and I texted her immediately, like, do you know him?
No word.
I don't know yet because we're recording. So
weird, right? Yeah.
So I would say this is a good pick for where we're at. I kind of feel like he's in the middle between a pass catcher and a traditional run blocking, pass blocking tight end. I don't think he's body wise. I don't think he's like perfectly there as a pass catcher, and I obviously don't think he's there as a traditional blocking tight end because he's kind of small. He'll have to, I think, transform his body one way or the other. But where there's a positive is he improved every year in college, and you did see him jump to 240 pounds and make that transition into his last year in college, where he gained that poundage to be a bigger, more menacing guy. He also won the Mackey Award last season for top tight end in football. So, yeah, just feeling all right about it.
I actually feel really good about this pick, and again, when he was drafted, I had no idea who that was. So I did my research, and in looking up everything, I'm actually really impressed with this guy. So he's out of Florida Atlantic, which is Division II, but he was able to win the Mackey Award, the best tight end in college football, which is the first time any Florida Atlantic player has won a major individual award. And in looking at his stats and his team and his production, he led his team in receptions, yards, and touchdowns as a tight end. In high school, we were looking this up before the episode, he played offensive tackle and defensive end. So he's used to being on the line of scrimmage. And based on the scouting report I've read, I didn't watch any video of him blocking, just video of him pass catching, and it looked really good. But according to the scouting report, he plays bigger than his size. So I still agree that to be a tight end in the NFL, you got to be a little bigger than, he's 6'4", 6'5" at 240. So you want him to put on 10 to 20 pounds realistically to be more effective as a blocker. But really, he's our third or fourth tight end right now, and he can play out of the slot, and he does have decent speed and size, could be a good red zone target. So I think this is a guy that you can move around the formation. He's a willing blocker, so that's a step in the right direction, so as he gets stronger. And this is a guy, again, this is different. It's nice that our team is a little more developed than it usually is, because typically when we're doing these drafts, every pick we're like, can this guy start? Can he save us? Can he help us, please?
Yeah.
But now, and I even saw some people freaking out on Twitter. It's like, why are we taking a tight end? We already have 2 tight ends. I'm like, bro, it's the 4th round, man. First of all.
And Kevin Stefanski says he likes tight ends.
And we're going to be using a lot of tight ends. And I thought this was interesting, too. Last year I was looking at the Vikings 53-man roster. They only kept 5 receivers and I think 4 tight ends. So you have to kind of look at the tight end position similar to how you would look at your receivers, because we're going to be using 2 or 3 of them on the field at the same time pretty often.
Sure.
So I think it makes sense to get that depth. Plus you have the injury concerns with Njoku. There's a lot of stuff with it. But this is a guy who I'm not going to sit here and say like he's going to make a huge impact his rookie year. But I think, especially we don't know if we're going to keep Njoku past this year, but I think this guy can develop into a really, really good tight end, and I give this pick an A+.
I'm going to give it a solid B.
Okay.
Has potential, late round pick, high risk, low reward. Low risk, high reward.
There it is. Cool. That's fair. That's fair.